Have you ever noticed how some moments in history feel like a storm building before the skies finally open? Today feels like that kind of moment for the Iraqi dinar. September 16, 2025, has arrived with a wave of speculation, excitement, and whispers turning into bold declarations across financial circles. People on investment forums, in Telegram groups, and even at kitchen tables are repeating one phrase: "It is time." But what does that really mean? Why is the Iraqi dinar suddenly the center of conversations worldwide? Stay with us, because this update could change how you view everything. For decades, the Iraqi dinar has been one of the most talked about currencies in the world, drawing both hope and skepticism. Many investors have waited years, watching its ups and downs through wars, sanctions, instability, and economic challenges. Yet today, the conversation is no longer just about uncertainty or waiting endlessly. The tone has changed. The phrase "dinar revolution" is gaining momentum because Iraq itself is no longer the same country it was 20 years ago. With reforms, global partnerships, and stability returning, Iraq is stepping closer toward unlocking the true potential of its currency. Iraq's foundation is its oil, and that story is taking a new shape. Iraq holds some of the largest oil reserves on Earth, and as oil prices climb again globally, the country is reaping the rewards. Every barrel of oil now strengthens Iraq's budget and increases confidence in its future. Add to that the role of gold, another pillar of financial strength, and you see why analysts are connecting the dots. Stable gold reserves combined with rising oil revenues create a strong base for a currency that many believe is about to rise. Energy projects worth billions of dollars are another key reason for the optimism. Recent reports confirm Iraq has signed massive contracts in the energy and gas sector valued at more than $27 billion. These are not small symbolic deals. They are transformational moves that bring in international companies, create long-term jobs, and establish reliable streams of revenue. When a country positions itself with such stability and confidence, its currency often follows the same path. For Iraq, these deals may be the strongest signals yet that its financial landscape is ready for change. But the revolution is not only about oil and energy, it is also about trust and security, which form the backbone of any economy. Iraq has been making headlines for its tough stance against terrorism and its legal reforms. Strong sentences against those responsible for attacks have shown the world that Iraq is serious about security. And why does this matter for the dinar? Because no investor, no global bank, and no financial institution wants to take risks in a nation plagued by instability. Security builds confidence, and confidence drives value into a nation's currency. Inside Iraq, another shift is taking place quietly but powerfully. For years, many citizens depended on the US dollar as their safe option in times of uncertainty. But now, as reforms advance, the parallel market for dollars is weakening. Slowly, trust is returning to the local currency, the dinar. This matters more than anything else because when a nation's own people believe in their money, global recognition follows. As Iraq restores faith in the dinar domestically, it builds the foundation for a currency that can thrive globally as well. Gold markets within Iraq have also stabilized, sending yet another signal that the nation is on the right track. Local gold prices staying stable while international markets remain volatile tells a very specific story. Iraq's economy is being managed effectively. The central bank is actively balancing reserves, ensuring stability in purchasing power, and protecting citizens from financial shocks. For decades, Iraq was caught in chaos, but today, stability is becoming the new normal. And in the world of currencies, stability is one of the strongest signals that a revaluation may soon arrive. Now, let's consider the bigger picture: Iraq's growing role on the international financial stage. The Central Bank of Iraq has been in closer contact with some of the most powerful institutions in the world, including the Bank for International Settlements. This integration is a huge step, because when a trusted global financial authority engages with a country, recognition and credibility quickly follow. And once a nation like Iraq is fully plugged back into the system, The value of its currency cannot remain hidden in the shadows for long. Even political steps have created momentum, with the United States Congress recently lifting outdated war authorizations. Iraq is no longer viewed as a former enemy, but as a sovereign partner. This shift in recognition may seem political on the surface, but its impact is economic. It opens doors for trade, investment, and full reintegration into global networks. Without these political changes, Iraq's currency would always carry the weight of its troubled past. Now, however, the slate is being wiped clean, creating a pathway for the dinar's new chapter. Another exciting development is Iraq's embrace of digital transformation. The launch of the digital dinar is not just a futuristic concept, it is already happening. By introducing digital banking, Iraq is signaling its readiness for ISO 2022 standards, blockchain systems, and global interoperability. These are major moves that show the country is not clinging to outdated systems. Instead, it is preparing for a future where transparency, speed, and international trade are at the center. Digital currencies are the next stage in global finance, and Iraq is stepping into that arena boldly. Think about the timing. Many analysts believe that decisive moments are approaching, some even pointing to the end of this month or the end of this year. The important point is that the timeline is shrinking. For years, the conversation was always when. Now, for the first time, people are confidently saying soon. That shift is not based on empty rumors. It is built on facts. Contracts signed, reforms launched, digital systems implemented, and international recognition growing. The whispers of the past are now becoming louder declarations that the moment of change is closer than ever. For ordinary citizens in Iraq, purchasing power still does not fully reflect the nation's true wealth. The official exchange rate remains fixed, but behind the scenes, small increases in the dinar's value are being noticed. These gradual steps are deliberate. The government and the central bank want to restore full trust among the people before making any major moves. It is like preparing the ground before planting the seed. Once that trust is complete, revaluation will not only be possible, it will be undeniable. We must also pause to discuss the issue of misinformation. Some people are spreading rumors about private groups, special 800 numbers, or secret exchange systems. These are dangerous traps meant to mislead investors. The truth is clear. Iraq's banking system is already aligned and prepared under official structures. International auditors and firms have worked to ensure everything is ready for the future. The real change will happen openly, through legitimate systems, not through secret backdoors. Trust in the visible reforms, not in whispers designed to deceive. When you connect all these points, one picture begins to emerge. Iraq is racing against time to complete reforms, strengthen sovereignty, and rebuild trust in its financial system. Officials are not speaking in vague terms anymore. They are using urgent language, and urgency tells us that this is no longer an endless waiting game. A finish line is in sight. With oil, gold, digital banking, international partnerships, and a stable security framework, Iraq has built the strongest foundation it has had in decades, and that foundation is ready to support a stronger currency. This is why communities around the world are repeating the phrase, Iraqi Dinar. It is time. It is no longer about speculation. It is about connecting real developments to real outcomes. Iraq has worked for years to reach this point, and the world is noticing. Analysts, investors, and even ordinary citizens are uniting around the same conclusion. The conditions for transformation are here. History shows that once a nation is ready, its currency can no longer stay undervalued. The question is not if, but when, and that question is narrowing fast. Think about Iraq's position in the global economy today compared to just 10 years ago. Back then, sanctions, instability, and weak infrastructure kept the country sidelined. Today, Iraq is forming partnerships, stabilizing its markets, and investing in the future. It is no longer a dependent nation. It is becoming an independent player with strong leverage in oil, gas, and financial reforms. This evolution is exactly why the phrase dinar revolution resonates. It reflects a shift not just in money, but in sovereignty, power, and respect. Inside Iraq, you can sense a new atmosphere among citizens as well. Reports suggest people are noticing the small but steady changes in their daily economy. Markets are steadier, purchasing power is beginning to shift, and confidence is building. While these changes may feel slow at first, they are intentional. The government wants people to experience stability step by step, so that when the major moment arrives, trust in the dinar will be unshakable. This bottom-up support is essential because the strongest currency always begins with its people believing in it. The global financial community is also watching closely. When Iraq builds bridges with international organizations, hosts meetings with top global banking leaders, and aligns its systems with the digital standards, the message is clear. Iraq is no longer a bystander. It is stepping into the spotlight, and once the spotlight